Hello, hello, hello. It's Kathy Bedell at MyStatementSpot.com coming to you with Fun Fold Friday. Okay. I have the Glorious Gingham DSP. If you don't have this, this is awesome stuff. I love it. It's in Berry Burst. It's in the Pecan Pie, Lemon Lime Twist, Pretty Peacock, and Blueberry Bushel, which I don't have here with me. So we're going to take a piece of this and we're going to hope I get this right the first time. We're going to do Fun Fold basket. Okay, we're going to just use a 6x6. How cute is this? I was going to die cut the little bow from the Regal Reindeer to put on here. But this is great. This is great to hold stuff like that. You can put your tchotchkes in there. If the bigger one, you probably could, well, maybe not quite, but could be a glue dot holder. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? Jennifer, I'm working on that trucking class, trying to see if the materials work out. I'm sorry I haven't responded to you yet, but know that I am working on it, getting more going here. Let's see. I think if you did this with a 12 by 12 sheet, you could probably make a cute little bag, like a pinch bag or something. I think maybe we'll try it with the 12 by 12 piece after. But let's start here first at the 6 by 6 because the 12 by 12 will take some reworking. Okay. I'm going to do basically what this comes down to, whether you have a wider, flatter container or if you have a smaller, narrow, more basket-looking kind of box, comes down to how deep you score, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to score at 3 inches. And the first thing we're going to do is fold in half on that score line, and you do need a bone folder for this. Okay? Then we're going to score, and this is the line that makes all the difference. I'm going to score at 1.25 inches. The deeper this, so this was only a 1/4 inch score. This was about an inch score. So the deeper the score line, the smaller the area of your little basket will be. Or maybe, like I said, you're doing a little pinch bag. So I need to rescore this because I didn't get a good score on it. So I'm doing this one at 1.25 inches. And we are just going to bone fold that like that. Okay. This is where the paws will come into play. In fact, if you want to go back and make these after the fact. So I'm going to take my corner and bring it right up to the score line so that this line is straight with my score line. Like that. And we're going to use the bone folder to get a good crease. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And if you don't get this edge along this line well, then you may have a lopsided box. Now, I'm going to go back and kind of reinforce the other side, flip it over, and kind of score it in the opposite direction. And I'm going to do the same thing with the top. So now all we're going to do is open this up, and we're going to tuck in those scores to make like a triangular pocket like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, here we need our score board or cutter again. So what's going to happen here is we're going to roll this down, this top. We're going to fold it down a couple times. So we don't want to go as far as this point. Try to find a point somewhere in between. I'm going to do like, let's see, this is about under 2 inches. So I'm going to do about 1.25 inches. This is going to make my bag a little, my cute little basket a little taller. So in this case, and you should play with this, you should experiment. If you went to here, you would not be able to fold the top down. So you just have to stay to the outside of this point. So I'm going to do, I'll do an inch. I'm going to do 1.25 inches. That way we'll have 3 different sizes so you can see. This one, I believe, was done at 1 inch. So this one's 1.25 inches, and I'm giving that a really good score. And I'm going to flip it over and do 1.25 inches on the other side. And this is great to practice with, like, copy paper. Just cut down a piece of copy paper to 6 by 6. Okay, and so now we are only going to take the first flap, not both. Where are we? Where's my score line? There it is. We're only going to take the one side and put it over like that, and the same thing on the other side. It's hard to see the score lines with this gingham, but the gingham is so pretty, and you could do it with any 6 by 6. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to just press down the other side. Do you guys like these little origami things I do? I don't know if you love them or not. Alright, now we're not going to score. So we have the 1.25 inch here. What we're going to do is fold halfway to that mark and crease. And then we're going to fold down one more time. You do like it, Jennifer. Good to know. Just try to find different things, you know. I mean, we all see fun fold cards, and I love to make fun fold cards, and Lord knows I do a lot of them in my classes, but sometimes I just feel like this isn't something you can really put in a class, but it's fun. It's fun for little treats, church fairs, little gifts for people, or just organization on your own craft desk. Okay, so here's what we have, and we're going to just, when you open it, we're going to push out that center and kind of box up the bottom. Now, it's kind of rounded here, so what I like to do is take my bone folder and kind of go in and just, I'm not taking the sharp end, I'm taking the rounder end, just to kind of create a little crease like that. And there's our little basket. Now, I would suggest glue dots. Hey, Kathy. Hi, Peter. Peter, hope you well. So I'm going to just take little glue dots. Glad it's not my face, Kathy. I don't want to be live full size. And I'm just going to tuck down the little basket part like that with glue dots. You don't have to. As you can see, they stay together well even if you don't. But this just gives it more of an illusion of a basket. You could put a handle on this if you wanted. I should have brought over ways to decorate. Maybe this weekend I will play with decorating these. I think I'm going to close these up like this. So again, the difference in size here, and you have to really play with it to see, but I'll show you again. The difference in size really comes down to how big the initial score line down is. So this one was about 1 inch. I scored the flap about 1 inch. This one was only 1/4 inch. So let's do one that's 3/4 inch real quick, and I'll show you. Do it one more time. Maybe we'll do it in a different color. They're fun to make. They're quick. They're easy. Like I said, if you did it with a 12 by 12, you could maybe make like a pinch bag. In fact, maybe we'll do a 12 by 12 next. Hey, Marsha. Thanks for being here. Okay, let's try a 12 by 12. So, as you can see, these are all... Now, this one I didn't do my bone folder trick. So just kind of crease the bottom, just so you get a nice square bottom. And as soon as you put weight in there, it really helps. I guess I didn't do this one either. So I'm going to come in and do this side too. There we go. Okay, let's try a 12 by 12 piece just for the fun of it. Let me grab something that can be front or back. I think this is the Delightfully Eclectic. Now you want something that doesn't need to be like this. Kind of has a right way and a wrong way because they're tulips. You want something that doesn't have a right and a wrong way. Let's see here. What's on the back of this one? Oh, let's do this. Okay. So I'm going to score it in half. So I'm going to score it at 6 inches. This is going to be a big one. I haven't made one this big, so we're in this together, okay? So the side facing up is going to be primarily what you see. The back side will be the little trim, so to speak. Okay. So we're going to fold this in half along the score line. And hopefully this goes smooth. Everybody cross your fingers. Alright, I am going to do something that's a little deeper. I didn't get that quite in half. I'm hoping that that doesn't cause a problem. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to do on the open side a 2-inch cuff here. I'm going to call it a cuff. I don't know what it's called. But we're going to score it at 2 inches. This is going to be a big box. I'm going to just give the other side a quick score too, so I make sure I have a nice score line on both sides. Okay. So we are going to score on the 2-inch mark. And again, we want to make sure we have good creases, so definitely use a bone folder. Then we're going to flip it and score it the other way, like that. Okay. Now you want this corner to come up to meet the score line. You want this line to follow the score line so that it's kind of straight. And if you have trouble manipulating it, work it around your bone folder so that you don't get a bubble. And I like to lift this up so that it's clear where my score line is. Like that. And we're going to do the other side here. I'm going to do the other side upside down. That's how I spend half my life, upside down. Things are always backwards. There we go. Okay. And I like to not even necessarily bone fold, but I do like to just make sure that the other side has a good crease too. Okay, so now we're going to tuck in this fold, this corner, make it go in the opposite direction. Wow, it's a lot harder when it's bigger. And I'm going to do the same on this side. So there's a trick. Put your thumb at the point and then push in. That will help it not be so awkward like the first time. Okay, now we need to score this way to determine whether we're longer or narrower. And again, you don't want to score, you don't want it to be like this. You don't want these pieces to overlap. Because if they overlap, it's really difficult to fold it down. So I'm going to try to get them to come about midsection. So let's see where that is. I'm going to score, let's see. Easier to do it this way, right? I'm going to score it 2.5. I'm going to just try to get the light to see, just to get the basic. I'll go back and crease it well after, but just the navy paper, the light reflects off that score line. Sometimes in the darker paper it's really hard to see, and Lord knows with the busy paper it's very hard to see. I'm going to put my tool away. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do, what did I do with my bone folder? Ah, well, got it. So even though we kind of folded them in the same direction, we're going to fold them in one side at a time. So they kind of go in opposite directions of each other. The end flaps, I'm referring to these pieces. I'll flip it over. If we did it right, those lines meet up. If they don't meet up, you won't have anything that resembles a squared base on the bottom. And then you just want to fold half the distance. So we could score it. I don't know that we really need to, because it's not the end of the world if you don't. Now this is thick. It's not the end of the world if you don't get it exact. What you want is this to match. And sometimes when you have thicker doubled paper, it does help to put the bone folder as a guide. Like that. I've never done one this big. This is going to be a big surprise. So all we're doing now is we're going to make these two sides match. So I'm going to line these up here. Just working the paper a little bit, getting some of the stiffness out because it's doubled. Hope you're not seeing the top of my head. Cataract girl's trying to get in here. There's Bat Girl, and then there's Cataract Girl. Okay. I give that a good crease. And then we're going to flip it one more time. And that should have a good crease because that was our first fold initially. Alright, we ready? Hey Karen, how are you? Okay. This will be a big surprise. I have no idea what this is going to open up like. Here we go. So I'm going to pull it this way. Ooh, that's a cute size. And then again, take your bone folder and just kind of push it. I'm going to recommend this end so you don't poke a hole in it like I just did. If you do the rounded end, you won't poke a hole. And just square up your bottoms like this. And then, where's my glue dots? Then we'll add a couple glue dots. Again, you don't have to. So I'm thinking, depending on the size, wouldn't this be cute to put some cards in as a gift? Wrap it with some cellophane. Or, I don't know. I just think it could have so many uses. I just wasn't smart enough to think of all the uses prior to coming on. There we go. Look, you can put your tools in there. Maybe I'll put store all my blending brushes in there. Like that. I mean, to give as a gift. I just think it's really cute. I don't know. If you try one, let me know how it works out. So this is the 12 by 12. These are the 6 by 6. And again, the score line, you can see how they're roughly the same height, but they're much narrower. So this one's very different. And it all comes down to when you have your piece of paper. Let me get a piece of 6 by 6 here to show you. it all comes down to, initially you're going to fold it in half, score it at 3 inches, 6 inches, whatever size paper you have. The size will be determined by how deep this first line is and how far over. So this one is pretty deep for a small piece. This is probably a little over an inch. And I'm not even measuring and scoring like we should. But the depth of this first fold will be everything. And then, because that's going to make the basket longer or narrower. See, this one's a little longer than these, because when you have this corner come up to meet this line, that's going to make your basket longer or shorter, okay? And then the next big one, and this is, I'm not being real particular here, so this isn't going to come out nice and smooth, but the next line, score line, that makes all the difference, or fold, whatever you want to call it, that makes all the difference is this one. So if you do it out here, you're going to have a longer basket. If you bring it in significantly, like this one's overlapped and it's really difficult to fold, but I'll show you. I don't recommend this, but you may like it better. Remember on this one I said you really don't want to overlap? I'm coming from the point on this one, and I'm not doing it with the bone folder, so this is not going to be nice and squared, but it'll give you the idea. So once you have your triangular flaps, oops, and once you have your first fold and your triangular flaps, those are going to be the key. See, this is where you really need a score line. I did 12 by 12. It's a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Yes, small loaf, bread. Cookies, yes. So this, of course, oh, look at that. So that's why you don't want to go to the corner. It won't open. It becomes a pocket. It becomes a pocket. See, we're learning together. So these flaps, if you fold them right at this corner, it becomes a pocket. So let's open this up and fold it. And just play with it. So if I did half the distance to this line, that's about half. From here to here, I'm doing about half, roughly. And remember, you want to fold them in the opposite direction, forward and backwards. Wait a minute, is that why it didn't work? Hold on, hold the phone. Oh, no, I did do them the right way. I was thinking it didn't open up because I didn't fold them in opposite directions, but I did, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to fold down the little flappies. So Karen, I know you were a little late. If you go back, I gave some measurements that as I was folding. This one I'm just doing freehand. So here's yet another size. And again, I don't recommend the point because you can push it right through your DSP. But this just squares up your bottom just a bit before you add. So there we go. Look at. Whoops, I just dumped out all my little tchotchkes I put in there. But anyway, there we go. Karen, I love your idea. Put a little cellophane bag in there with cookies or something for the holiday. Do this with Christmas paper. Imagine how cute that might be. Oh my gosh, Karen. I'm going to do that. That is so cute. So, again, there's no hard and fast rule what size you need to do. Kind of experiment with copy paper would be your best. Just do a square, 6 by 6, 8 by 8, 12 by 12. Start with a square. That's the most important thing. All right? If you make some and you do something creative with it, I would love to see what you do. Let me know. Again, this could probably be a pinch bag if you really wanted it to be. But, yeah, show me what you do. I'd love to see it. All right, you guys, thanks for being here this morning. I'm going to enjoy the nice sunny day. It's going to be like in the 90s, hot and humid today, and I'm taking the afternoon off. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I will see you Monday. And don't forget, we're at the end of bonus days. So if you want to, well, you know, if you place a $35 order, I'll send you the make and takes. I think you guys all know which ones they are. But if you want to take advantage of bonus days and you order $50, Stampin' Up! Will send you a $5 coupon to be used in August. And I don't know. I guess that's it. I'll see you if I make it Monday. Have a great weekend, you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.